Hello everybody, this is Retrobeard. How are you all doing today? I've got a little bit of gaming news for you, just to keep you guys in the loop. So let's get started with the first story. In the UK charts, Nintendo Switch Sports still is the best-selling Nintendo game currently. In terms of sales at the moment, not of all time, of course. It's the best performing Switch title. It's in position 3 overall out of all of the consoles, with Sniper Elite 5 number 1 and Horizon Forbidden West number 2, and then there's Nintendo Switch Sports at 3rd place, and Lego Star Wars at 4th, and Gran Turismo 7 number 5, and 6 FIFA 22, 7 Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which shows the staying power of that game, doesn't it? Number 8 Pokemon Legends Arceus, number 9 Minecraft, and number 10 Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is amazing when you think some of these games are a few years old. So yeah, it's very impressive. So it's still going strong, and I've got to admit it, I'm probably going to get Nintendo Switch Sports at some point, but I've got to admit it, it's about halfway down the list. I've got other things that I'd rather have, so yeah. Next story, it's not really a story, it's a bit of information. I'm just showing the Games with Gold June lineup, because we're nearly into June. Now, I just want to say, I know Games with Gold isn't as popular service as it used to be, but anybody who's got Game Pass, a lot of people I've spoken to in the face-to-face don't seem to realise this. If you've got Game Pass, you also automatically have access to Games with Gold. And what differentiates Games with Gold from Games Pass is, Games with Gold, any games that are on the Xbox One or higher, in compatibility, as long as you've got your Games with Gold or Game Pass account paid for, you have extra games permanently in your download library to keep. Whereas Game Pass, every month, games come and go. The Games with Gold games are in your library for as long as you pay for the service. So you're not at the mercy of games coming and going that you're enjoying. It's a kind of middle ground between buying and Game Pass. So Games with Gold is a very viable service. People say it's rubbish, it's outdated, but I think it's absolutely brilliant. Like, I don't pay for Game Pass because I don't play the Xbox enough. But I've got a massive library of games still, bigger than Game Pass. And in addition, any Xbox 360 games that come to Games with Gold, you properly own those. You actually own those games. You digitally download them, and whether you pay or not, they're your games permanently in your library. So don't overlook Games with Gold. If you look on your Xbox One or Series interface, you've got where you deal with game downloads and stuff. You can find Games with Gold there, and you can actually access the game. So do not ignore or neglect your Games with Gold, because that's some titles that are permanently at your disposal. So anyway, after that little explanation over, to hopefully educate anyone who doesn't know about that, this month in June, we're getting, for Honor, Marching Fire Edition on the 1st of June, Assassin's Creed Origins June the 7th, Shadowrun Trilogy on June the 21st, and Escape Academy on June 28th. So these are 4 games that you'll have permanently to your library. So yeah, I think that's worth mentioning. So on to the next story anyway. And if you've got any fans on the channel who enjoy the Evercade, I think we've got a couple of people who have mentioned they enjoy it, or they've got it, or they're interested in it. Tomorrow we're getting a 20-minute YouTube show, so check out their YouTube channel. And it's it's second year of this beautiful machine, the Evercade VS or Versus, and his anniversary show. As I say, it's 20 minutes on their YouTube channel, and they're doing an announcement of new collections for the system, and a look back on its history. So, and there's some big news as well coming apparently. So 5 p.m. UK time. So 6 p.m. CE time for Europe, and 12 p.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific in the US. So we've got you all covered there. So have a look if that interests you. I know I'll be looking at some point. So, because the Evercade is a system that I have resisted buying many times because I love the idea of it. I love the idea of physical collections, but I know I just need to pick my battles with my collections, because I have to exercise great self-control, like I'm sure some of you have the same problem. So, but it's still cool to look. You don't have to touch, do you? You can just look. Important lesson for us all there. Next story. Sega are announcing a new project this week, and all the rumours are pointing that it might be a Dreamcast Mini, which would be freaking tempting if it's done well. Yeah, so 8 o'clock on June the 3rd. I don't know what time zone, apparently possibly Japan, I would imagine. We're going to get a big announcement, a new project. And they're going to have a chocolate cake shaped like a Mega Drive controller. Very loosely shaped like one. I think I could make that. In fact, my body's created things that look a bit like that, but that's probably a bit too disgusting to say any more about. Yeah, so we could. Some are saying it might be an SG 1000 Mini, which would be crap, because that's like an Atari 2600 level console. Who cares about that? A Dreamcast Mini or a Sega Saturn Mini, I could be on board with, although I doubt it'll be a Sega Saturn Mini, because emulating a Sega Saturn is quite hard, where a Dreamcast, it's getting more and more possible. So we shall see. Hopefully it's got little visual memory units and all that jazz with it. The price was right and the software was right and the features were right. I would buy a Dreamcast Mini, and I think lots of people would. So I know that said, I'm going now. So thank you very much for all of your views and comments and likes and all the interactions. I really enjoy talking to you guys and girls. So I'm going to go now. So I will see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. This is RetroBid signing off. Bye for now, and thank you very much. Adios, amigos.